Hi guys, and welcome to Angling for You, and today you join me at the fantastic Moorfields Farm Fishery near Goole. And I've only been here once, last October, and you know, we had an absolutely fantastic day mingling, catching a plethora of different stuff, including lots and lots of goldfish. And if you want to have a look and see the 1 minute challenge, the 11-minute challenge, sorry, that we did when we were there, plus some others, you know, a really good day. Now we've got Mr. Jackson setting up at the side of me, and we're going to try a method out today that hopefully does well, because there's a lot of cruising fish, and it's a pellet waggler. Now last year Middy sent me a couple of stubbies to try, and they're absolutely fantastic. So I've got a few more, and I want to just show you them first and then look at what we're going to use for the day. Now they come in a few different sizes. I've got a 4.8 gram 3 SSG, and they come in, that's an orange and that's a yellow. Now you can get them in a 2 SSG as well, which is there, and got the yellow one on the top with me. You can get them in the 1 SSG, and this is out of the packet. Now these are designed by Lee Thornton, and the idea is that the soft landing, so then they don't create too much of a disturbance when mugging fish, but just enough that you can get the distance out. And it's got a lovely design, like a balsa stem, and the underneath it, it's got a swivel, but with a little bit of rubber, and that's down to like an Olivet style weight at the bottom with your connecting hoop. Now 1 SSG is not going to be enough for what I need today. It's going to be a 2 SSG, which is across the other side towards the lily pads behind us, which you can just about see in the top of the camera around this side. So what I'm going to do is spin the camera around, we'll get back, do some feeding and see if we can get some fish going. Now I might not be able to cast that far with the wind, so it might be that we just go middle water, but we'll give it a go feeding and see what the wind will let us do, and hopefully we'll put some fish on the bank. Right guys, so you might have seen already that the setup is very minimalistic, and the idea is that over a few sessions, what we're going to do is film with cheaper gear and see if we can still have just as much fun. Once we've collated all the gear around it, we'll be giving it away to a new junior starter, and we'll end up having a nice little set of gear that they can fish with, and you know, try lots of little different methods out and get them into fishing. That's the idea. So pellet waggler wise, I'm not firing at a million miles. They're coming up for it sort of midway across. I could fish a 1 SSG float, but I've put the 2 SSG on because I've got quite a bit of liquor wind on at the moment, so it just gives me a little bit more stability. I'm just putting a few little pouches out there. They're only 4 mils fishery pellets, what is what you need at Moorfields. I'll just put a few pouches out there, just trying to get them going. I'm going to start off at around a foot. I've seen a few swirls, so I think a foot will be about right. And we're just going to try and see if we can have some. Now they're not particularly massive fish here at all. Oh, look at that, straight away that we're in. They're not particularly massive fish here, but there is some bigger fish in here, so I'm expecting sort of smaller fish. And bites on the float straight away. The thing with pellet waggler fishing is you've got to be constantly casting in, and you need to be ringing that dinner bell, and they're coming to that sound of you casting in. But the good thing about these stubbies is when they do land, they make a nice little plot, but it's not an absolute unbelievable powerful splash, so you're not spooking fish if you're gonna go to try and mug them. It's a nice little start. And this day is just going to be all about enjoying fishing and getting back to fishing. Let's love a little roach to start the day. If we can pick him up. Love a little roach. And this is what this video is about. There's 1,000,001 videos out there that shows pellet waggler fishing. Absolutely tons. And it may be that we do get some carp today. But today, it's for me, is just about showing you it in regards to how to fish it, but catching pretty much anything that we encounter. And we're using that 4-ounce, that 4mm pellet today. There's a good chance that we're going to have a nice variety of fish.
They'll come back on. Have to try again in like a few minutes. Alright. Right.
Remember to keep putting that pellet out there, and usually when you're fishing pellet wag, there's a couple of things. It lands and you'll have a fish, or you'll fire some bait in and you'll twitch into it like so, and you'll get a bite. If you don't, then you want to reel back in and go again. You don't want to be leaving it out there for absolutely ages. It's all about that first hit in the water, and then the little tug back. There's fish around where that landed. Just gonna get a little bit more bait in there, and just one little twist of the, and there we go. Oof, we were in. And that sort of hit it when it fluttered up in the water. Still got the pellet on. Get back out there. Could do with moving my rest. This is the other thing that you gotta get used to if you're not fishing your normal setup and you're just fishing a little bit simpler. You sometimes need to get used to your gear because it's a little bit different to how I normally fish. So I cast it out to my left. I've just got a little loop in the line. Okay, I'll take that off. There we go. Cast that out. And after a while, with your feeding up, there's always a chance that better fish will find interest in what you're doing. It's almost inevitable that at some point, and you know, I've only started off at a foot. If you're fishing big venues for bigger carp, you might start 3 foot, 4 foot, bigger pellets. Now we've started at a foot just because I've seen signs of them. Maybe that with the feeding and the weather being windy, they might drop down in the water. We might have to extend the depth, and that'll all just vary as you're fishing along. Swirling for it where I've just fired that last pouch. Let's get one over the top of that. There we go. There we go. As soon as it hits, and that's what I'm trying to say to you, it's either as soon as it hits the water or it's on the twitch. That one, as soon as it hit the water, it's like a little F1. And I remember last time we fished it, we had loads and loads of fantails. So hopefully we have one of them on goldfish as well. We had a load of goldfish. Hopefully we have a few of them today. That's a nice little F1. lovely little fish. Let's get him back. And that pellet, believe it or not, is still good. Get that back out there and see if we can. And we saw those swirls, and we literally cast straight on top, and that F1 just guzzled it straight away as it hit the water, which is, you know, pretty standard when you get them going. So just twitch that one back into the feed. I'll give it a couple of seconds now, and then I'll take that back and back out it goes. Into another. Someone says like a little roach or something. It's not. There might be another little one. And it's such good fun fishing this, and you can have such a good day. And this is what today is all about. Just catching fish and enjoying yourself. And yeah, it's great to catch the absolutely massive carp on a pellet waggler. Of course it is. But you can have just as much fun catching these little fish, using it in a different way. You know, we're still fishing the same method, firing out the pellets, casting over the top. Yeah, you could still do it with a normal waggler, but these just give you that control and that little bit of a plot when it goes in. And just a great little float. Like I say, I got on really well with them last year, and there's no doubt I'll be mugging with them this year. I just find that they're accurate as well. You can really cast them accurately at things. We're into a fish while we're trying to bait up there. What I will say when you're feeding, try and feed roughly in the same area. Don't spread it out too much. If they're in a little area, try and keep them in sort of like a metre squared area feeding. Don't when you twitch back, start feeding closer to yourself. Just try and hit that same area every time, or as close to. Just keeps those fish in that zone. Into another one, and I just put about another 4 inches on, because they weren't swirling at the top. I just felt that the sat may be a little lower, and obviously that one took it pretty much straight first cast after it. So they're either a freak one or they are slightly lower. Lovely looking F1 though, that one. Let's have the pellet at last, but a beautiful looking fish. Take that down there. Get another pellet on. We'll do a try and have another fish, and then we'll have a look at the rig itself, which is going to be interesting because it's very, very sticky. Is this band, and we've not got all those threading tools with us. Super light today, guys, with what we've brought. There we go. It is sometimes nice. It feels weird not having everything that I normally have, but in regards to setting up and putting down, it'll be good. That's for sure. I think I could carry everything in one go, which I don't think I've done since I was probably 15. Straight on top of that bait, and we're in straight away. Boom, through that pellet feeder back. Put that float back at me there, but it's still there. Let's get it. It's a bit right, is that one? That wind coming off my left. See, we just held it for a couple of seconds then as we reeled it into that bait. If you've done that and it's done, then you just straight away you don't want to be hanging about. And if you're fishing pellet waggler or shallow pole or anything like that, ripple is your friend. I know wind is not always everybody's favourite thing when fishing, mine neither, but when it comes to fishing shallow, he's definitely your friend. There we go, into another fish. Such good spot. Another little F1. perfectly hooked. Right, what we're going to do is we'll get close to camera and we'll have a little look through the setup. Right guys, the setup just couldn't be easier if I'm honest. I got a bullet carp Gabellino rod, 20 quid out the bargain bucket, and a matte parabolic reel. Now the reel obviously a little bit more expensive, but any reel is fine. I prefer front drag, and what I mean by front drag is that the adjustable drag for the line that comes out is controlled by the twist on the top of here. A lot of them have them on the bottom end. Preferably it's better on the top end, you can just adjust it as you go, quick and easy. Now the rig itself, we've got the stubby that's just sliding on the line. Now it's sat between two beads. We'll show you those up to camera. Now the two beads there, very easy to slide between. And what it is a Guru extra tight bead. Now you need an extra tight bead for when you're fishing pellet wagglers, just because of the motion of your casting hits against the beads, and obviously it will adjust the beads and move them if you do it over and over again. Plus if you're using the heavier sort of 3 SSG one, which is at distance, and you're clonking it out at distance and you're fishing an 8mm usually pellet on there, it needs that to sort of help that process. And it might be that you use an extra one behind it as well if you're casting a long distance on your bottom one, but they just can slide up and down super easy. It just makes it adjusting super simple. So nothing down the line is what I fish. I like it to fall free flowing. I will show you what we've rigged it up with. So we've gone 015 power line, refill power for the hook link, and for the hooks there's various that you can use. I've gone for a carp hair riggers size 14, and I've also used some pellet medium bands. Now if I'd got my whole setup and my whole box with me and everything, I'd have gone with a micro band, just because the 4mm, the mediums just about get away with it for a 4mm pellet, but normally I would like it a little smaller than that if I could. And that is it really. The only other things that you need is a catapult. You want something that's, depending on what you're fishing, that's what I would say. If you wanted to fish this at a long distance and you wanted to fire 6-8mm pellets, you need a catapult with a bigger elastic, a thicker elastic, and that just obviously allows you to get the distance out for those bigger pellets. This one is sort of a standard match catapult, so you're looking at firing 4 or 6 mils, upwards of 25 meters, or maggots. And you know, it's a Guru one, it's a decent enough one. I've got Middy ones that I also use, Drennan ones. There's loads out there. So let's get back, let's see if we can have a few more and finish off the film. Right guys, you join me back. I'm just gonna get a little bit of a few pouches worth of stuff out there. Get back out there and hopefully get into some more fish. Right on the spot there. Get a pouch in and then we can just gently pull that back through it. Like I said, you've got to keep that bait going in and keep those casts going. Oh, on the twitch, that one, guys. So as we twitched it back through that pellets, it took it straight away, that F1. That one's just come out of the net. So you can see, really simple to fish. It gets a little bit more difficult when you're fishing it at longer ranges, as you can imagine. The longer you are, the more accurate you are with having to fire longer distances and cast more, but it does benefit on some big venues when you got carp that get easily spooked and don't want to come in near the edges and things like that. It works really well. Now I like to use wafters a lot when I'm targeting carp, certainly mugging them. I've done really well on them in the past. I just feel that they drop well through the water. They fall nice and steady. They've got time to see them, bright, they're colourful, and 9 times out of 10, if you put it anywhere near them, they're usually going to take it without much hesitation. Oh, I just saw an instant wind just come up there. A little instant wind. Let's see if we can catch him. Matt's just had one outside of me. Monsieur Jackson. Let's see if we can have one. Oh, it went straight away. It went straight away. There are a few fish on it there. Let's see if we can get an instant. We had quite a few instants last time I came, and it might be that we changed to the old Magito. I seemed to do really well last time when we had the old maggots out. A few there, where that just dropped in. We go. There we go, boys and girls. Little twitch into it. It's not an instant though. It's not an instant. It's a little F1, but we still love a good F1, and it's still good fun. Poking myself with the hook. Easy target. There we go, get him back and just see if we can get a few more pellets in there, see if that little instinct comes back. There's that nice little bit of ripple comes. You see, they do like that ripple in the water. Jackson is saying at the side of me that he does not like the ripple. But if you want to catch him sometimes, oh, one right behind that, right behind it, the wall right behind that float. I can see it's actually a carp. Right behind it, it was. It's just a bit further beyond. Let's see if we can just flick it across. See if it's there. It just swam, flipped it, and came out of the swim. But they will turn up every so often, will the carp, when it's when you're firing food in at the end of the day. It's just close, very close to the old spawning season. There we go, on the drop. Nice little F1. Oh, it's a fantail. Yeah, buddy, it's a fantail. I don't even know if Mr. Jackson's ever seen a fantail. Have you seen a fantail before? So exactly that. The tail is like a fan. Beautiful, beautiful little fish that one is. Let's get him back in. And have we still got the bait? We've still got the bait. We've still got the bait. Let's have a go. Couple of fish out there now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Have a nice little F1. Oh. Full of beans. This little 14's up just sits perfectly in the lip. Which is exactly what you want. Oh, little twitch on the old rod there while I was in the pellets. Out. A bit more pellets and action in there. Oof, they're on it like butter on bread then. Like butter on bread. It's a lovely little fish, that one. What a beautiful little fish. So perfection. Let's get him back in there. Just gonna throw this to the left just to pull some line. Just ram that in a bit tighter. Straight away. Oh, this one's a bit better. That's better. Not a big fish. Oh dear no. Typical, get something that pulls back a little bit and it comes off. I wanted it straight away then, when it landed that. Definitely a few fish there. Let's get see if we can drop back on them. Oh, he's there straight away. Only a baby. Only a little baby. But still a nice fish all the same. And if you've, it's another fantail actually. If you've never been here and you do live fairly local, I tell you, what a place to come and bring for the kids especially. There's, I mean, it's great if you're learning as well, and or you just want to have a good day's pleasure. But a great day to bring the kids, just a little small whip or, you know, small over pole, margin pole or whatever, or a little rod like this, or smaller, a little feeder rod, whatever. Just a great little day they'll have. You know, the fish will pull slightly harder than a roach, but they won't be pulling as hard as a carp, but you will have the chance, that's a lovely little one, you will have the chance to obviously catch a carp as well. It's a beautiful little fantail, that one. Tiny little thing. Only about 4 ounce, if that. And getting a few now into the peg, and we'll call the video a day in a second, because obviously you're going to see more than enough fish. But you can see the process is a working method. It's not a cast out and leave it method like you potentially do with some other waggler fishing. It's a method that relies on feed, on active movement. You know, you're there, you're feeding, you're in, you're out, you're attracting, you're ringing the dinner bell, and that's really what the method's about. It's an easy setup, it's an easy thing to have, and if you're not a particular fan of the pole, and you want to fish these venues like Moorfields, like Benny's, like Barbara, just to name a few that are F1 inspired venues where you see people catching a lot on the pole, you can equally set up a little pellet waggler and have a really good day on them, and you can still catch those F1s on it. Fishing, you'll never keep up with somebody on a pole, but if you're going on there to just enjoy yourself, you'll have a right day. And I've actually done a challenge on there. I think I did a £20 Facebook Marketplace challenge, and I did it with a rod at Benny's. And just such good fun. It's a bit like this, but a little bit bigger stamp fish. And that one's come off. We'll make one last cast for a finisher, and I'll move on to what else I've got planned for the day. There we go. Is that a nice fantail to finish? Oh, it is. Lovely job. Oh, and he's even giving me my hook back. Oh, lovely. A beautiful little fantail to finish the day, guys. Be lovely. Well, hopefully you've got something out of that. Obviously, I knew we won't really after big fish today. It's just a sense of showing you the process, and you see, you know, if you're repetitive and you're disciplined as to what you're doing, the fish will come. You will sometimes have to move up and down the depths of the water to try and find them, and that's just part of obviously the element of fishing and watercraft that you need when you're doing any sort of fishing. But hopefully this has given you a little bit of a starter, and definitely go check out these pellet stubbies. They're absolutely fantastic bits of kit, and you know, just so easy to set up and so easy to use. If you want to jump on the playlist and find anything else that we've got out there, then definitely do that. If you want to join on the Facebook on Angling for You and come and see what we do, come talk to people, ask questions. I'll go on to buy and sell Angling for You as well if you want to sell anything. And if you want to just jump on Instagram and see what we're up to, it's angling_for you. If you can like, share and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Join the Angling for You family, and until the next one guys, tight lines.